So you just got your A250 and you're very eager to change the set of rim for your car. So here we are. We have 10 things to know about before you want to change rim for your A250.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So this model is W176. So the information we share below is actually applicable to all the W176. Means includes the A180, A200 and even A45. So the first thing before you want to change the set of rim for your car is actually to understand what kind of rim spec that is the original stock rim required. The original stock rim is 18 x 8 inches, 5 x 112 PCD, offset 48, and then the center ball will be 66.6. So the second point will be the offset of the rim that you choose. After many years of fixing a rim for this car, I found out that the maximum rim offset for this car is actually 40, offset 40. So it means that the original rim is offset 48. So to me, I think that if you find the rim between offset 40 and offset 48, you will be quite safe. So anything that if you go more than less than offset 40 means that maybe a 38 or 35, the rim will actually coming out from the body, and then it will cause a lot of hitting issue every time you go through the bumper. So I think offset 40 will be quite safe. Don't go offset 30 plus. So the original stock rims is actually 8 inches in width. So to my opinion, I think that the maximum this car can go for is actually only 8.5 inches, means that half an inch wider than the original stock. Try not to go for 9 inches or even 9.5 inches. One issue is that, like I say, that this car does not have a big space for the wheel. So eventually, if you go for a rim which is wider, so the rim is going to stick out from the body, it's going to cause a lot of trouble. Plus, the 235 Tyres original size is not going to fit well on 9 or even 9.5 inches. So keep in mind that when you want to change the set of rims. Okay, so to my opinion, I think that this car, the maximum can go is actually 19 inches. Of course, I did fit 20 inches before, but the tires going to be very, very thin. It's 235, 30, 20, so the tire is super thin. It looks nice, but it's not practical in Malaysia. So to my, for this car, the 845 is actually 19 inches. So I try, if you really want to maximize the rim width, I think that the most practical is still 19 inches. Okay. So when we talk about maximum 19 inches, so we have to talk about minimum as well. This car original stock rims will be 18 inches. And then however, I don't think that we can downgrade it to even 17 inches due to the size of the wrist rotor. So for people that will driving this car and then you want a more comfort ride, thinking about you can actually shrink down the rim and then thicken the tires, it's not going to happen on the A250 because of the big calipers. However, if you are driving a A200 or A180, you can actually have 17 inches or even 16 inches. So that's a good thing. However, not for A250. Many people ask me that whether I can go for a thicker tires, maybe 235 45 18, 225 45 18. So they want a more comfort ride. The answer is no. Like I said that this car has a very, very wheel space, small wheel space. So 235 40 18 is actually the maximum size that you can go for. I did try 245 40 18 before. However, I have customers' feedback that it's actually touching the car fender every time you go through the bump. So for this car, there's another size you can go for. It's actually a 225 40 18, which is the A200 tire size. So 225 40 18 or the maximum 235 40 18, which is the best suitable for this car. So many people ask me that after changing the rim and tires, what else I can do to make the car look much more nicer. So on top of my mind, I would think about by lowering the car a bit. So there's a two way of doing this. One is that to change the whole absorber system to a coilover, adjustable coilover. Another way would be a much more cheaper option is by changing the coil spring itself. If you follow the rim spec which I recommend just now, even though when you change the coil spring to a lower spring, you should not have any issue the rim and tires touching the car body. So the original stock will be around two finger gaps between the rim and the bar body. By lowering the coil spring, maybe you left maybe 1 finger or less than 1 finger. So another thing, a few things that you need to keep in mind that if you lower the car, even though the rim and tyres are not touching the car body, but you do need to understand that the side skirt and then the front bumper is quite vulnerable for touching. So it means that every time when you go to road bump, you need to be extra careful. And then you know that every time when you saw some very steep climb, the road is actually having a steep climb, you need to really slow down to give in some space so that the front bumper does not touch the ground. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so remember that the original stock rims does come with the TPMS sensor inside the rims. So every time when you change the set of new rims, please remember to remove this sensor and then fit it back to the new rims. And then if can, just understand that the inside, if there's a rubber, every time if can, just try to replace to a new rubber, because after a while it's been climbing onto the rims, it tends to wear out. So when you put onto the new rims, if possible, change the new rubber. Make sure that there's no air leak to prevent any tire damage. So original stock tires for the A250 is 235/40/18 and it does not come with run flat tires. The car does not have any spare tires, but however, it does provide you with the mini compressor and the tire sealants. So for people that want to change rim, you can either choose, you can always go for non-run flat tires, but if you want a more safety ride and then one hassle-free, I would suggest that you can think about the 225/40/18 run flat tires. The A250, surprisingly, the A200 is actually using the 225/40/18 and it is run flat tires. So there's a few things that you want to consider. The run flat tires, of course, will be more expensive and it's a bit harder compound, and then it's uncomfortable on the road. However, it does provide you with the convenience if you any tire punctured, and then the car able to drive for a short distance to a safer place. So I strongly recommend if you are lady drivers and then you want to save the hassle. So the run flat tires is one to go. There's no run flat tires in 235/40/18. However, there are run flat tires in 225/40/18 or 245/40/18. Just keep in mind that I did advise you that for this car, best not to use 245/40/18. I don't think it's suitable. So it's only left to 225/40/18. Today we are fixing a set of Tyre VFF 108 rims onto this A250. This rim is actually, the spec is 18x8, 5x112 offset 45 rim, and then we are using the tires will be 235/40/18. I particularly love this rim is that because of the spoke design, the spoke is anti-DH, so it's a monotone colors, so it looks very sporty, especially for this car. You see the colors, everything is quite matching. This rims is flow force rim. So by saying flow force, you know that it's very lightweight. That's why we can see just now it's 8 kilo plus compared to the original stock rim, which is close to 12 kilo. So we are talking about 3 kilo plus. Weight reduction is very significant. So these rims are very lightweight and very strong. I particularly love the design of the rims. It's actually very curvish, but however, you need to understand that because of the curvature. So every time when we do cornering the time, please remember to give it some space, because if not, if this thing go too close to the divider, all these spaces usually are quite vulnerable for a lot of scratches. But the good thing about this rim is that it's a carbon graphite color, it's actually monotone color, so it's much more easy to repair compared to the original previous rims. So these rims are very sporty design, and then in the future, if the owner want to upgrade it, the caliper from for 2 ports rims to a big 4 ports or maybe even 6 ports, I have no doubt these rims able to clear the caliper, no issue. So overall, I think it's very nice improvement. What do you guys think? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something from this video. I enjoy making them as well. Please remember to subscribe to us, click the bell button below, and always, if you have any questions, please WhatsApp us, DM us, Facebook us. We will answer them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. I see you guys in the next video.